Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to show you how we can paint a simple DIY greeting card. So you need a masking tape. This one is little thicker, so I'm going to stick it in the center of the sheet. So if you have masking tape, go for it. If you don't have masking tape, maybe you can just skip the in between part. Does not has to be very perfect in between space like we can achieve in the masking tape, but something like this you can do definitely. So this is the masking tape. Now we are going to create some outline for the flowers. So where you want to keep bigger flowers, where you want to keep smaller flowers, and what kind of composition you needed, you can have a basic guideline for the same. So you can create little bigger circle for bigger flower, then a smaller circle for smaller flower, some overlapped flower. Those things you can think now, and you can create a guideline for yourself. And in between, anyways, we are going to add more elements. And once done, you can rub the pencil mark. Make sure you are able to see the pencil mark. So that is the purpose we have created these, but we don't need too dark color of pencil. So just rub the unwanted pencil mark, and now we can start with the watercolor painting. So whatever color you like, you can start with. I'm going to start with my bigger flowers, and I'm using violet color. You can have in between space, and then you can start creating petals. So this time I'm creating fine and pointed petals throughout the circle. You can use masking tape area as well, so that it would be easy for you to see the flower. So I'm creating the whole flower, but half flower is only visible because of masking tape. Anyways, we are going to remove the masking tape. So something like this you can do. It is very simple, right? You can start creating petals at distance, and then in between you can add more, and then in between you can add more. So likewise you can make it bushier in a structure, and whenever you are doing some overlapping between the petals, make sure your previous petal have dried completely, and then you are able to see those petals very clearly, those which are overlapped as well. And that is the tip for you to take care of. And you can repeat the same thing for all the flowers that you want to paint with this particular shade and this kind of flowers. So I'm creating 3 to 4 flowers like these with the help of violet color. So let me create one more. And whenever you are trying to create petals, make sure you are not creating very straight, but little bit tilted and twisted. And I'm using size 2 round brush. This is on the fine side, and I'm using tip of my brush and pressing a little bit to get little thicker petals. Now with the help of Indian yellow color, just go around the center part of the flower, the negative space that we have kept in these flowers around the petal area, to create the center part of the flower. So something like this you can do. So this is the Indian yellow color. Now you can use black color to create more dots around the yellow color that you have. So that is totally optional. If you are okay with something like this, totally fine. But if you are adding little bit of dots around the yellow color, it is gonna look like you have small stem in, which is, I think, good to have. So you can definitely have something like this. And we are done with these kind of flowers, and we are going to make different other flowers. So what you can do is, you can change the composition, you can change the color, you can change the flower pattern, and you can have a totally different kind of composition altogether. And likewise you can paint many more greeting card like these. Now this is one kind of flower. Now with the help of cobalt blue color, I want to paint all the flowers on the lighter side. So I'm using very less pigment of color and more water. And let's create a different kind of flower. So this flower is also simple. You need little thicker petals, little rounded, and you can have 5 to 6 petals in a round shape. A very simple flower to paint. I think all these flowers are basic flower, and you can have something very, very beautiful and interesting with all these basic flowers. So you can create these flowers around your composition. So I am creating these into 2 sections, like here in this particular area and into the upper section as well. So for these kind of flowers, you can do a little bit of overlapping, and you can also create couple of petals smaller in size, so that you can have little different perspective altogether. To create different perspective, I think keeping the petal shape little bit different from each other is absolutely important. And when you create little smaller and bigger petals, you will eventually see a different perspective altogether. So I think that is something you can try, and you can also do a little bit of overlapping. So we are done with the blue flowers as well. Now let's create some yellow flower. So with the help of lemon yellow color, I am creating a small rose kind of flower. So to create a loose rose, it is very simple to paint. You just need to push your brush a little bit using tip of your brush, and you can start creating C kind of shape throughout the circle to complete these kind of flowers, and it is very easy and simple to paint. So likewise, you can create these yellow flower throughout your composition, in between purple flower or in between blue flower, and you can add as many as you want. So whenever we do something like this, it is very important to understand when to stop and how much element we can add. So I think this much is enough for the yellow flower. Now I am using ultramarine blue, and with the help of ultramarine blue I am creating some dots, a bigger dot like these, and these are little darker in color. As you can see, I am using more pigment of color. And then just clean your brush, and with the help of clean water you can create more dots around it. So eventually you will spread the color from the previous dot that you have, and you will get the lighter blue color around it to create a group of flowers. So basically these are the group of flowers having some lighter shade and darker shade together, and likewise it is easy for you to maintain the color shades. So it is easy for you to have little lighter shade and then darker shade, and you can have a group of flowers. So same thing I am repeating 3 to 4 area, and I think I should have one more violet flower here, so I'm adding one more flower. Now just look around your composition and see if you need more flowers or not, what kind of flower you can add, whether you are okay with the composition or not. If you feel like you can have more flowers, just add those and finish this composition. I think I'm done with the flowers. I'm adding little bit of orange color into the yellow flower in between to create little center part of the flower, and also you can add black color to create the center part for the blue flowers that we have. So to complete these blue flowers, you can add black color as the center part of the flower. So we are done with the flowers, and now we are going to add leaves. So for the leaf, you need a green color. You can directly use any green color, or you can create your own green. I am mixing cobalt blue and lemon yellow together to have something like this, and then just create 2 strokes and combine these 2 strokes together to create one single leaf. These leaves having fine negative space in between, as you can see, bigger in size and little bit pointed. So I am adding these kind of leaves throughout. I'm using the whole thickness of my brush to create little bigger element. So you just need to understand how much thickness you need. If you need bigger element, you need to press your brush a little extra, and something like this you can do. Now, as I said, it is important to understand when to stop, right? So either you can just add these leaves and stop here, and it is a beautiful composition, no doubt in that. But if you need more, you can have more leaves around it. So I think let's add couple of more leaves. So I'm adding more blue into my existing green to make it little darker, to have little different kind of green shade. And this time I'm thinking to create only one stroke leaf. So in between, wherever you feel like you should add leaf, you can start adding these leaves. So this time I'm adding only one stroke leaves, pushing my brush a little bit and releasing slowly to get something like this. And keep repeating it until you're satisfied with your composition. So I think this much is enough. I'm adding more yellow into the green to make it a little lighter, and I'm adding small stem in between ultramarine blue flower that we have, and I'm also adding small leaf kind of shape around that particular flower. So you can repeat the same thing for all the blue flower that you have, the smaller flower that you have, and you can have small leaf around that particular structure. Now I think I'm done. Now you can remove the masking tape slowly. Make sure you're not hurting the sheet. Sometime we do. So take all your time to remove it slowly and carefully. And then you can write anything in between. So with the help of pencil, you can try something, and then you can do the same thing with the help of pen. So it's the end of June, so I'm writing July here, but you can write anything. You can create this greeting card for any occasion. And we are done with today's video. Hope this video is easy to follow and simple for you guys. And please do let me know if you have any kind of feedback for me, and thank you so much for watching my videos. See you all in the next video.